You've been cutting cake the wrong way your whole life and didn't know it. This is the right way, with no waste and a nicer finish. I'm starting by adding 4 whole eggs here into my bowl. I have here 1 cup of sugar and 3 tablespoons of butter. I'm going to beat these 3 ingredients for 5 minutes until I get a light and smooth mixture. Here I have 3 cups of sifted all-purpose flour. I'll add it gradually, mixing with a spatula until well combined. Here I have 1 cup of milk at room temperature. I add half and mix gently until fully incorporated. We've already mixed in all the flour. With the milk well combined, now I add 1 tablespoon of baking powder and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, which is optional but adds a special flavor. I mixed everything well until I had a smooth batter. Now I pour the mixture into a greased and floured pan and bake in a preheated oven at 350 degrees Fahrenheit for 35 minutes. For the filling, I'll use 2 cans of sweetened condensed milk. Each can contains 14 ounces. I add 4 tablespoons of cocoa powder. I'm using cocoa with 50% cocoa content. After mixing in the cocoa, I add 2 cartons of heavy cream. That's a total of about 14 ounces. I stirred constantly until the mixture thickened and reached the right consistency. And here's the perfect consistency for the filling. It's creamy and shiny. I transfer it to a bowl and cover it with plastic wrap. Our cake is now completely cool. I'm going to remove the top layer to level it. And now I slice it in half to make 2 layers. The cake turned out perfect, soft, and well structured. I'm going to use a clean plastic bag. Now I take the first layer of the cake. Carefully, I place it inside the bag. This makes assembly and transport easier. I prepared a simple syrup using sweetened condensed milk and water to moisten the cake. Now I add the creamy brigadeiro filling. I spread it evenly across the surface. Then I place the second cake layer on top and moisten it again with the syrup so it stays juicy. Don't be afraid to moisten it well. I cover everything with plastic wrap and place it in the fridge for at least 6 hours before decorating. For the frosting, I add 1 tablespoon of whipped cream. I start mixing at low speed. Then I increase to high speed and beat for about 10 minutes. I place the whipped cream in a bowl. I use pink food coloring to give it a delicate touch. I mix it well with a spatula until it's smooth. I transfer the whipped cream to a piping bag. I fill the bag with the whipped cream, ready to use. Now I begin frosting the cake. Gently turn it while applying the whipped cream. Even without a turntable, you can do it with patience. I also apply cream on the sides of the cake. Then I move to the top part, making sure everything is well covered. That way we ensure full coverage. Then I use a spatula. I smooth the top well. I remove any excess whipped cream. I also smooth the sides to make it even. Now I use a flat spatula. I run it around the cake to smooth it out. After using the flat spatula, I now use a textured spatula. I carefully run it along the edges. With this spatula, I create a spiral on the top. Just rest the spatula and turn the base. Done. A frosting with an elegant finish. I add some edible glitter for a touch of sparkle. I gently apply it over the cake. I also add a few edible pearls on top. Now I'll show you how I cut the cake. I use a large knife and cut it in half. I make straight cuts to keep the shape. Then I trim the edges to create portions. I repeat the cut on the other side. I slice that part in half too, and trim the edges to make even slices. The cake is now ready to be served in slices. It looks absolutely spectacular. Just look how it turned out.